Can farts get you fired?
Let's talk about that. Good Mythical Morning.
Earlier this year, we talked about people posting stupid things on social media and getting fired for it. But here's the thing, once you widen the subject matter a little bit, broaden the net that you cast when it comes to people getting fired, it turns out there's lots of dumb things that people have done to get fired.
And we're gonna talk about some of those today, and they may or may not should have been fired. I think some people may deserve it, some people maybe didn't.
Maybe it was dumb that they got fired.
You be the judge, or we'll be the judge.
Let's collectively be the judge. First, I'm gonna take you to Oklahoma. Heather Cagle is a math teacher, or was, at Catoosa Middle School. This is 2014, okay? And her classroom of 13 kids, so kind of a small class, she thought they needed to be rewarded. So she wanted to do something sweet for them. So she decided to take them to get some snacks at Walmart.
Oh, wow, pulling out all the stops.
In her Honda Accord.
Oh, okay.
Now.
Her Honda Accord minivan?
Does it take a math teacher to figure out how to get 13 kids into a Honda Accord? Actually, yes, it does. She put 2 in the front seat with her. Okay. Then she crammed 7 more in the back seat. And then she put 2 of them in the trunk.
Oh.
2 kids in the trunk of the car.
2 plus 7 plus 2. By my math, that's 11.
Right. 2 kids got left behind.
She could have put them on the roof rack. She's putting kids in the trunk, you put them on the roof.
I think you can cram 4 in the trunk.
Oh, sure, I can get 4 kids in the trunk.
From personal experience,
yeah, easy.
I mean, you can definitely get 4 kids in the trunk. So then she gets there and all the kids got their candy, got back safe, so don't worry. But it turns out the parents were a little bit upset about this.
Oh, really?
Well,
Parents ruin everything.
I really think it came down to no permission slips.
Oh, yeah, right.
All she had to do was say, just sign the permission slip. I give you permission to put my kid in the trunk of your car and take them to Walmart for a snack. Everything would have been fine.
It's Oklahoma. They would have been like, sure.
But the parents demanded Miss Cagle be terminated.
Oh, really?
The school board voted 4-1 for her dismissal, but 50 parents turned up in support of her.
Yeah, the Walmart folks.
Yeah, and 25 of those parents came out of her trunk. Not true.
I think where she went wrong is taking them to Walmart. I think that's what the parents were really upset. You gotta go, if you wanna do snacks, I mean, sure you can get bulk snacks, but I don't know.
So she should have been fired, but because of where she got the snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I agree.
Kids love getting in the trunk for a little bit. Don't try it at home, kids. Even if you're in Oklahoma, don't try it. Okay, Paul Marshalsea, 62-year-old Welshman, was a charity organizer for a Boys and Girls Club for 10 years.
Okay.
The man puts in a decade of work. Then he decides to take a vacation down on an Australian beach, and he sees a shark in the shallow waters approaching all the people who are playing in the waters, including children. And he, along with a couple of dudes, do this. Let's watch the video.
You wrestle a shark? I see a
Paul's the guy in the middle. The bald guy. Paul's backing out right now. Paul's running away.
He's already out of the frame? Oh, that other guy's wrestling the shark. What did Paul do?
Well, and then this old man, not Paul, comes in and orients the shark.
So he's not wrestling, he's more like boxing the shark out. So, get out of here.
But Paul did a little, he did a little tango for a few seconds. Anyway, this thing ends up going viral. People say, because it's like, men wrestle sharks and rescue kids.
Kinda.
And believe it or not.
Looks like 2 bald men and a guy who might be joining them in baldness, just kind of lightly touching
escorting a shark.
Yeah.
But would you believe that after these men are labeled heroes, Paul's work fires him?
How does this happen?
Or sacks him, as they say where he's from. Well, he gets a letter and they say, whilst unfit to work, you were well enough to travel to Australia, and according to recent news footage of yourself in Queensland, you allegedly grabbed a shark by the tail and narrowly missed being bitten by quickly jumping out of the way.
So while unfit for work?
Because he was on sick leave for work-induced stress. Now, this man works with children for a living. I have children and have made a decision to not work with them for a living, but to come to an office where they're not at every single day. This man works with kids for 10 years, then he goes down to Australia. He's chilling on the beach because of the stress that these kids put him through. He saves their butts from a shark. Well, kinda. He escorts the shark, pushes it away a little bit. And then they fire him. You know what he did? Because this was unjust, he filed a lawsuit and he won it. He got paid. He got a paid vacation. He wrestled a shark. He saved children. And he got paid in a lawsuit. So I think it's great that he got fired because it ended up being great for him.
Well played, Paul. I've got another one here. June of this year, 2015, Patricio Molina and Federico Soje are two Argentinian airline pilots.
Okay.
So, people are boarding their plane and kind of going by, and lo and behold, Argentinian actress and model Vicky Zipolitakis.
Oh, Zipolitakis?
Zipolitakis.
I'm a big fan.
Comes on the plane, and now she posed for Greek Playboy and appeared on the Greek version of Big Brother.
That's where I saw
the television
Big
show.
Brother.
Okay. So when the pilots see her, they're like, "Oh, don't worry about going to your seat. Why don't you visit with us up in the cockpit for the entire flight?"
Oh gosh.
So the flight was a little over an hour, and they take her up there in the front, and they say, "Hey, you want to see the controls? Let me show you how these things work." And she starts tweeting about it. She posts a video of the controls, and at one point during the video, it's in Spanish, but she says, "You sure nothing can happen?" Because
nothing can happen at all. You're a trained model, right?
And what she's referring to is them teaching her how to take the plane off.
Oh, it wasn't mid-flight. It was taking off.
Yeah, they taught her how to take flight with the plane, and she's taking selfies with the pilots.
Why not?
And posting that. Look at how happy these pilots are. I mean, who cares if you're endangering the lives of 37 passengers when you can be this happy?
No, they're having a great time.
Of course, when they land, the videos circulate. They get fired. Vicky apologizes via social media. Doesn't help.
Yep.
Did they deserve to get canned? Yes. Was it totally worth it? Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, how about Richard Clem? He's a part-time administrative assistant at Case Pork Roll Company in New Jersey.
Pork rolls. Is that like a sausage?
A pork is just pork rolled up.
Okay.
You just roll up some pork and call it a pork roll.
All right, true.
I think it's a processed meat.
Sounds great.
Richard's a big guy, 420 pounds. So in 2010, he decides to get gastric bypass surgery. And the side effects of gastric bypass, besides losing a lot of weight, are apparently extreme gas and uncontrollable diarrhea.
Oh.
Apparently the gas was so extreme that the president of the company, whose office was on another floor, by the way, above Richard, complained about the gas.
Well, hot air rises.
He said the farts were overpowering the pork roll smell. Which, let me just point out that sometimes you can't choose between pork roll and fart. I mean, You walk into a pork roll factory, sometimes you're like, who farted? This guy knows so well.
We're manufacturing pork rolls
He's
here.
able to distinguish between the pork roll and the farts.
Well, you can't get to be president of that company.
Yeah, you got to have a nose for that.
Nope, that's a fart. That's a pork roll. So, I know the difference in my sleep.
Instead of just approaching Richard, he does the classic talk to someone else who knows Richard, and it just happens to be that Richard's wife, Luann, works there next to Richard. She didn't complain about the farts. And the president says, Luann, this can't go on. Tell Rich we are getting complaints from visitors who have problems with the odors.
Oh.
And he's not talking about the pork rolls. He's talking about Richard's farts.
Working through the wife, huh?
And
it's a sensitive subject.
And, of course, Richard doesn't make any changes. In 2014, he's fired for his farts. And then his wife, Luann, files a lawsuit saying that her husband's termination was a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. His disability was not extreme farts. It was being obese. Now, this is David Collar, their lawyer, who says, quoted as saying, flatulence and farting is the sexy part of the story, but my client suffers from obesity, which is covered by the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, that's a sign of a good lawyer who knows that farts and flatulence are sexy. You want that man in your ring, right? Anyway, this is...
When flatulence and farts are the sexy part of any story,
don't tell me the rest.
Don't read the story.
So as far as we can tell right now, that this case is still out there being considered by a federal judge who's figuring out whether or not discharging farts is a legal cause for discharging employees.
Oh, let us know in the comments if you think these people should have been fired or not. And thanks for liking and sharing this video.
You know what time it is.
Hello, my name is Wynne. I'm from Colombia, South America, and it's time to spin the wheel. Of mythicality.
If you haven't been fired from your job yet, you should get a mug to have it work. RhettLink.com/store. They're great for work.
Click to the good Mythical Morning. We got a few more crazy getting fired stories for you, including one involving a joke. Get fired for a joke?
Oh yeah, it can happen. Rhett and Link try laughing loud without smiling. It's really hard to do, man.
You didn't do it, you broke. I'm afraid something's gonna fly out on me.
Can you do it?
After seeing that, I ain't gonna try it.
You get a 1-game suspension, then they called you wild pooping, and then you'd like score a touchdown in the next game, and then you'd have a dance that included the wild pooping thing, and you would embrace it.
You can't have a dance, that's illegal.